Good morning, men kings. Hope you're all well. Went to put up a post last night, but there was so much background noise at the rugby that it didn't plan out the way I had hoped it would. So instead, we are here on the Sea Point Promenade in a beautiful sunny Cape Town autumn's day. Absolutely amazing, a good day to be alive. About to head out for a run, just to get the mind nice and clear and set me up for the rest of the day so I can be productive. So today what I want to talk about is something that's very near and dear to me, and it has been over the years, and it is bullying. Big topic. You see it everywhere, whether it's the old school way of physical bullying, emotional bullying, a bit of mental bullying, and nowadays we see it more and more on social media. And it's impactful. It's been impactful from when it was just physical stuff back in the old days, and now it can really, really destroy lives. So from my side, it's a bit of a share. So I moved from the UK to South Africa when I was 6 years old. When I was in the UK, I was bullied from an early age, got to South Africa, and it's continued. Different people, different country, same level of mental and physical bullying. And different countries, different people, kind of tells you it was possibly more about the energy I was giving off than the people around me. Because yes, there are bullies everywhere, I get that, but what makes them target a specific person or find a person that they feel they should bully, which really, really got me thinking, right? So the bullies in the UK and the bullies here, the thing they had in common was, obviously the common denominator was me. And I was raised, and I'm very fortunate to have the most amazing parents. They raised me to be a kind person, not be malicious and hold no malice for others. And it got me thinking that, my kindness was probably being misinterpreted as weakness. And as it continued through my whole life, or most of my life, definitely into my late teens, I kind of look back now and I see the impact it's had throughout my entire life. I've definitely have a bit of a internal struggle or battle with authority. So that's definitely trauma that pops up in my life, that when I get told to do something, the immediate reaction is I don't want to do it, because it feels like you're falling back into the cycle of being bullied again. When I left the UK when I was 6.5 years old, strangely enough, the last person who came to say goodbye and actually spent the entire day with me was my bully. And he ended up being a really nice person. At school, it was another little guy who kind of was the mentor abuser. And when I would chase after him to obviously try to defend myself, then he would run to the bigger guy, and the bigger guy was then the physical bully. So it obviously took the two of them. But he was the last person to say goodbye, and actually it was one of my fondest memories of leaving and being in the UK, and the last thing I did before I left was spend time with him. And he ended up being a nice guy. In South Africa, I ended up immediately slipping into the same kind of traits and trends that were happening. And being the English kid in South Africa in 1990, in a country that was coming out of apartheid, and to be different was not to be accepted, as it was very evident, I immediately started getting picked on by the same person. And instead of defending myself, I set a precedent and let it happen. I didn't stand up for myself. I was too kind in a way that I was trying to make new friends, so I was like, I'll take what I can get, and just allowed it to happen. Therein I set a precedent. The bully, as they were doing what they were doing, may not have known what they were doing was wrong, because I never said anything. I never spoke out about it. I just let it happen. And it went on down the line, and later periods of my life, similar things happen. But what happened with me when I moved to high school from primary school, on day one, the bully tried their same nonsense, and I stood up to him. At the time, I was in my provincial colours for judo. I was, very good at rugby. I was strong. I was fast. So physically, I could easily dominate, as I could have in the UK as well. But because I was so kind and gentle, I never did. There's this the great Spider-Man saying, having great power comes with great responsibilities, and knowing when to use your power versus not is obviously an important thing. To me, and up to date now, I've recently done a course last year where it made you confront prior traumas, but head on, as in talk to the person who has created those traumas in your life. So I did. I had to reach out to this bully, and I told him how I felt about everything and what happened. And he said he didn't think that there was anything wrong because I never spoke up, I never pushed back, I never did anything. Until high school, when he tried it on the first day, and there was a physical altercation, which I came out on top of. And I'm not saying that that is a solution, but I confronted my bully because I'd had enough. And therein ending the precedent that was set. And I never got bullied from him from that point afterwards. And actually down the line now, he's one of the most humble and nice human beings that I know. And it all started off the back of a very toxic, very horrible relationship. So yeah, what I can say is, if you are being bullied or have been bullied, speak to someone around you, get some advice, share, let them give you guidance, because you can't sit in that position of being bullied, because it will inevitably affect your entire life going forward if you allow it. And being bullied and taking it into your workplace, and if you have an issue with authority, it will cause problems for you. So reach out, talk to the people around you, talk to your parents, talk to your friends, speak to them. They might have the best advice on how to get you out of the situation you might be in. Gents, do it. Be big, be powerful, be strong, and speak to those around you. You're all amazing. Have an absolutely amazing day, and have a look at that view. There are fewer things better. Catch you on the other side.